Sunday, January 30, 2011. Yep, first month of the year's nearly gone already. And I'm doing book 1, walk 43, Otford Circular. It's the shortest walk in the book, 7 miles. And I'm doing it today because I'm not functioning on all cylinders, as probably can be told by my voice. So it's a good opportunity to A, get a walk done, clear the system out, but B, not overexert myself. Weather's not bad either. Won't be any rain, so that's good. Anyway, this walk is not going to take long at all. Predicted time is 3.5 hours. So on that basis, it's now 5 to 11, having got the train down from London Bridge. So I should be done by about 3:30 at the very latest. Short day. 2 minutes in from the station, and we're passing the chalk pit, as mentioned in the text. Already looking very decent walk once I get away from these noisy kids. Scout hut behind me. Looks like we're at this point following a path called the Circular Walk from Darrant Valley Path. As you can hear in the background there, plenty of bird song this time of year. Great tit, I think that is. Information board here telling us a bit about Otford. Primulas, planets and a pond. Next to the sign for the North Downs Way. The reference to planets is because to celebrate the millennium, Otford has got a largest scale model in the world of the solar system, which is pretty impressive. Very nice view from the bench mentioned in point 3 of the text, the Darrant Valley. Pretty easy walking underfoot, a little bit slippy, but it's kind of green sand underfoot, so absorbs the water pretty well. Cracking weather, sun's just peeking out, just above freezing, so ideal for walking. Just about to exit Greenhill Wood and enter the common mentioned in point 4 of the text. Lovely mixed deciduous wood. That trig point over there on the left mentioned in the text indicates 204 metres of height, so that's pretty impressive, 600 foot odd. We're on the North Downs, so yeah. As I say, it's not frosty underfoot, it's above freezing, so, but anyway, at 600 feet, it's pretty cold up here. So we've now completed a mile of walking, just about to leave the North Downs Way, as mentioned in point 4 of the text, and take that tarmac road for a little way. Interesting, the style at point 4 in the text, there's a tree preservation order mentioned here, which is good, because this whole wood now has an order on it, preventing the owner who was trying to sell it, as you may have noticed in the last clip. They've even installed electricity and water here, but obviously it's useless with the tree preservation order on it. That's great. Yeah, this is lovely walking, very peaceful, different to last week's walk where you could never get away from that motorway. Lovely mixed woodland in here, delightful bird song around. although not at the moment, and the sun's out. Just a glimpse there through the trees of the kind of view you could have if it wasn't so wooded on that flank. Just crossing the barrier mentioned in point 4 and about to enter Kemsing Down. The last 650 metres was in fact quite muddy, even though there hasn't been any rain lately. The large dead tree trunk mentioned in point 5 of the text, accompanied by the path going downhill to the right that you ignore, and a lovely view. Which you can sit and watch if you so wish on the bench just behind me. Really is a very nice walk this, thus far. Rather fine view. Yeah, this is the Kissing Gate mentioned in point 5 of the text. Just rejoined the North Downs Way, and some conservation in action over there, and that'll be Kemsing in the distance. Delightful. Looking back from the metal Kissing Gate mentioned in point 6 of the text, the little notice on the Kissing Gate indicating that shortly this area is going to be filled with sheep to keep the grass and fauna down. Very pleasant. It's getting rid of my cold already, this little walk. Delightful. This last section, incidentally, was very slippery. It's like walking on ice. The fork mentioned at point 7 in the text, we're taking the left one, following the North Downs Way symbol. National Trail, of course. Again, this last section's been very slippy underfoot. Cracking view from just past the fork, including the M26 there. Been walking just over an hour now, and this is the scenery at point 11 in the text. More woodland. As you can see, sun's out again. Really is a lovely little walk, this. Considering we're what, half an hour from London. Lovely. Real drover's path, this. Worn down in the middle through many years of footwear on it. It's a lot less muddy here. Nature of the underlying soil is different, flintier. Point 14 in the text. if the field is churned up and very muddy, you could find a alternative in the wood, but I'm not sure that's going to be possible because it looks like someone's taped over the possible alternative with white tape there. Strange. Here we are, 12:30, the suggested lunchtime stop, the Fox and Hounds, Romney Street. And the good news is I've just heard that Arsenal have gone 1-up against Huddersfield. Nicholas Bentner. About time he did something. Anyway, as usual, I'll be seeking out some alternative accommodation. You can tell the produce is fresh here. A couple of pheasants hanging up just outside the pub. Great view here from the stile mentioned in point 17 of the text. There wasn't anywhere where I could have my lunch in Romney Street, no benches or anything, so continue on. In the very distance there you can see how close we are to London. Canary Wharf, etc. Lovely little valley over there. So it's around 1 o'clock. I think I'll make use of these bales for my lunch spot. Pleasant enough, overlooking the golf course. Half time. Arsenal are making life difficult for themselves. Man sent off. Still only 1-0 up. Sounds like Ipswich and Leeds all over again. 10 men for the whole of the second half. Unbelievable. Still, these pleasant views make up for it. Okay, it's 1:30. Lunch has been had. Or it's possibly because I'm not warmed up. It's still for 20 minutes. Anyway, there's another nice view of the golf course. And over there in the very far distance, the sun is shining on East London. Not here at the moment though. Yep, just about to cross the golf course. And there's the onward direction. Nicely protected by trees we are. Looking back towards the lunchtime bales over there. From the style mentioned in point 19 of the text. The information board there at Dunstable Farm. This apparently is new high-tech housing for cows. It's called the Roundhouse, a bit like Camden. Anyway, those lucky fellas got the benefit of it. The earth steps mentioned in point 22 of the text. Fine view in the distance through the trees. Delightful church of St Peter and St Paul, Shoreham. As you can see, 20 past 2. I'm hoping to get the 3:15 back, I think. Good news is that Arsenal have nicked it once again, thanks to Captain Cesc Fabregas. Deja vu with Leeds. A last minute penalty seals it. 10 men Arsenal win. Great. Interesting bench there, dedicated by Bill Barker, 1923-2008. What a lovely afternoon it is now. Just next to the cricket pitch. Can't remember which point it's mentioned in the text, but towards the end anyway. Clearly. The footpath to Otford sign mentioned in point 27 of the text. Still next to the golf course here. Back towards Shoreham from the open field mentioned in point 28 of the text, with the distant hum of the M25 in the distance apparently. The River Darren at Otford. Walk's almost over now. Turn left for the station. So here we are in the village of Otford. And its village church. And raised duck pond. The duck house. Not bought with MP's expenses, no less. Very ancient church. Can't quite read that, but I think it says 1637. So 3 o'clock, walk completed. Book 1, walk 43. A lovely little walk. As described in the text, an excellent walk for a short winter's day, or an introduction to country walking, because it's not too difficult and it's quite short. Pretty muddy though underfoot, as described in the book. So yeah, perhaps a nice dry sunny day would be better than today, but there you go. That's country walking for you. So the weather held out. That walk was completed in pretty much exactly 4 hours. A bit less than marked in the book, 3 hours 30 they reckon. But overall a very pleasant walk, and my cold's much better. And on top of all that, Arsenal sneaked through into the 5th round draw. Fantastic.